Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a sweet week. Today is almost exactly 6 months since the bastard whiskey first met oak, and it's been sitting and chilling and getting tastier ever since. So I thought it would be a pretty good idea to do a tasting today of this and of course the other version as well. Welcome Distiller everyone, this is the channel all about chasing the craft of home distillation and making it a legitimate hobby. So if you're into that, if you like making your own spirits, if you want to make your own spirits, maybe something that's a Scotch, this might just be the channel for you. So have a look around, hit the subscribe button down below, and we'll catch you next time as well. Just to let you know too, team, if you're not entirely sure what the bastard whiskey is, I'll put a card up top and you guys can check out the playlist of all the videos that show you exactly how I made it. Alright guys, so the bastard whiskey has been doing its thing for 6 months now, which is pretty cool. I think it was on the 3-month anniversary or whatever you want to call it that I bottled this up in the old Lafroig bottle with a little dribble of Lafroig in there still. I have been enjoying this sparingly. I've been trying to make it last. But anyway, it has been 6 months now and it's time to check in again and have another taste. I also think that perhaps it's time to put this into another bottle because that is a whole lot of headspace sitting on there. And while I think getting some oxygen to it has been good, it's starting to make me a little bit nervous. So I think we're going to make a change on this one today. So to get that happening, and also just to make it a little bit easier to get to because that's a long way down. I'm going to put this into here for now. Ooh, man, that color has come a long way in the last 3 months actually. It was it's not a lot darker than it was last time I checked in, I don't think. Yum. But it does have that more sort of red, deep red hue to it, which I am finding really interesting. Let me see if I can show that to you. Yeah, there you go. I think you guys should be able to see that. So while I am measuring some of this out for myself, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update on the twin scenario as well. My wife is being an absolute freaking champ. She is my hero. She is now on maternity leave though. And we're starting to get pretty close, guys. So while I do hope that I won't have to put Stillet on hold or anything like that, just be aware that basically at the very longest it's going to be 3 weeks before we've got twins on board, and to be honest it could happen at any time. Ooh. Anyway, so like I say guys, I will keep you posted and hopefully the show will go on pretty much as normal. There may be a week or two where things get mixed up there. Anyway, I'll keep you updated on that. I forgot water, hold on. It's better. Cheers guys. So I do have to say the aroma seems to have dropped off a little bit. There's not a lot going on there. And I wonder if basically it's just been evaporating a little bit much in there. Could be a little unfortunate. It's definitely a lot milder now from memory. You know what, I'm going to pour a little drop of this while we're at it too. And actually, to be fair, this has, you know, been a fairly empty bottle for, I don't know, probably a month now as well. I'm guessing it's probably pretty hard for you guys to see the difference in color there. And with a tiny little pour like this, to be honest, it's not that obvious, but I can definitely see more of a reddish hue for the stuff that's been aging on oak for longer. Interesting. Maybe my sense of smell is just kind of dead tonight because I'm not getting a whole lot off the Lafroig one either. Definitely more fiery, that's for sure. Woohoo! The one that's been sitting on oak for longer has definitely got more wood to it, more oak. There's a deeper, richer sort of flavor running through it now. It leaves more of a sort of sweet, moorish, kind of like kettle corn, I guess. Not so much in the flavor, but that same sort of savory sweet thing going on. It's sweet, but not cloyingly sweet or sort of desserty sweet, if that makes sense. A hint more of the coffee. Yeah, a hint more of coffee now compared to this, definitely. And this obviously has that little hit of peat going on in it. Not so much as the smoke, but more of the earthy, full you know, like actually just peat, not peat smoke, if that makes sense. You know what, I'm just gonna actually bottle this right now. That might be a slightly impulsive decision to make, but you know what, I think that's the way to go. Yep, I'm gonna do it. I know this jug's not exactly the most accurate way to measure it, but yeah, I've got 850 mils, which is more than enough for a bottle. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make one bottle out of this. This is the only bottle I've got clean and ready to go that is appropriate for spirits. So I will make 1 liter of this, and with whatever's left over, I'm gonna do a wee experiment with. So I have proofed this down to 43%. I'm thinking for my Scotch from here on in, I tend to like it a little bit higher than 40. Honestly, I just kind of, I mean, I know like the Lefroy's 40 and I really enjoy that. I just kind of like the idea, I like the option of being able to have it slightly higher ABV if, you know, if that's what I'm into at that point in time. Anyway, so, God, I love this glass funnel. It's so good. Now, I am going to save... Oh, by the way, I didn't filter it because I'm a freaking heathen. Yeah, so there's little bits of wood and there's charcoal floating around in there. Honestly, I mean, I'm going to drink all this myself anyway, and it doesn't bother me at all. You may have noticed that I have saved about 150 mils. And the plan is I want to do a wee experiment. Now, a little while ago, actually, I won't name names. Dude, thank you very much to you, sir. If you are cool with being named, mention it in the comments and I'll stick a comment down there saying. A little while ago, someone totally hooked me up with something that I find very, very interesting. This is bog oak from Ireland. And this oak has literally been sitting in a peat bog for God knows how long. And it has been cut up and I believe lightly charred, if I remember correctly. Unless that's just the way it looks. Yeah, I think maybe that's just the way it is. I don't know, dude. Sorry, I guess I never really caught that. Anyway, the guy that sent this to me suggested that if I char it first, it ends up giving a peat smoke flavor to whatever it's in, which makes a whole lot of sense. So today what I want to do is try that, but I want to take it one step further, and I want to use a piece of this charred bog oak, jeez, as well as the smoke from it. What I could do to get the smoke side of things is put this into my cold smoker, light her up and pump smoke into the bottle. And while I think that would work, I think one, it would be a little bit of a waste, that it'd use a whole lot more of this wood. And if this is good, this is like gold to me because I can't get peat, Irish peat here. And second of all, I know that a lot of people out there do not have cold smokers. Easy to build, guys, seriously, you should look into it. And with that in mind, I'm going to do it in a way that pretty much I think everyone can probably do. Step 1, get all the booze the hell out of the way because we're using the blowtorch. So I'm guessing you guys have pretty much figured out the technique there, which is basically to light it like an incense stick and then extinguish it by putting the bottle over the top of it. As I'm sure you can see, there is a fair amount of smoke still in there, even though I poured the liquid into it, which pushed a whole lot of the smoke out. You probably noticed too that I pulled the little piece of wood out and dunked it in water, and I wanted to do that just to be super safe and make sure that there wasn't anything still too hot. And also just to note, guys, this is a PTFE lid, in case anyone's wondering. So I'm going to let this chill. I think maybe, I'm guessing that this is already extremely smoky. If you've ever had a smoked cocktail, you know how quickly these things get smoky, and the more you shake it around like this, the smokier it gets. But what I'm thinking is, even if this is way too smoky, which I'm thinking it's going to be, it might be a nice little tincture to add back and a couple of drops per glass back into their other whiskey, which is kind of what I'm hoping for, actually. On a side note, the smell of that smoke was really interesting. It wasn't exactly what I expected. It does smell a little bit different to what I've got peat pegged as in a whiskey, but to be fair, I've never smelt peat smoke by itself. I've only smelt it in really peaty whiskies. So there could be other flavors in those whiskies that I'm getting mixed up with. Totally possible, but it does have that interesting sort of really earthy, borderline funky kind of going on. I heard someone the other day describe it as funky pork rinds. And yeah, I get that. It is kind of like that. It doesn't have as much of, I guess, the herbal, when I say herbal, I guess the organic plant matteriness to it. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a really weird flavor and smell. But anyway, one last thing I want to do before I go today is to taste this bad boy as well. So just in case you're not sure what's going on, this one is the one that I put aside with the plan of letting it sit for quite some time. And when I say quite some time for me is if it gets to a year, cool. If I can get it to a year and a half, that'd be great. And I know for a quote-unquote Scotch, that's no time at all, but just you try sitting around and waiting that long when you've made it yourself and it's sitting on the shelf. So I have to say, pretty much from the get-go, I almost liked this mix better. Which is interesting because it had almost exactly the same wood profile in it, and it is exactly the same blend that came off the still that went into the jars. On the nose, I gotta say I'm totally on board with this one compared to the other one. Kind of like somewhere between almonds and pistachios almost. So it's got much more of that sort of savory action going on, but it's also almost got a, almost like a mocha coffee and caramel maybe, something like that thing going on too, on the nose anyway. I'm guessing that the fact that this is a higher ABV has probably affected it a little bit more when I threw some water in it, so that may have something to do with it. But anyway, let's have a taste. It's definitely feeling a little thinner than the other bottle, and I guess when I say that, I mean it has less of those deep, rich, dark flavors. It's much brighter though. I guess that's, by definition, it has to be. That's very Moorish. Very Moorish, I gotta say. Wow. I don't know, guys. I'm starting to feel good about this one. It's interesting. It has actually been through... It's interesting. Both of these bottles have been through kind of an up and down cycle, sort of. Sometimes it'll hit an age where it's almost worse than it was before. It'll get this weird flavor developing. That smaller bottle for a little while went almost sulfury, and then that went away. Very, very strange. Keep in mind too, guys, this is the oldest spirit that I've got on oak, that's been aging on oak continuously for any period of time. So I'm sort of experiencing these things for the first time with you guys as well. So when it's surprising to me. Anyway, I'm going to get this bad boy back on the shelf before I get tempted. But cheers, guys. I'm going to savor that last little... I'm not saying that this is rivaling the best scotches out there. No, nothing like that at all. It's just keep in mind that it's me getting excited about what I've made for myself. And I'm hoping, you know what, give myself another couple of years and another couple of goes at making something in a sort of a Scotch style, and who knows, maybe I'll be doing something a bit better. Anyway, guys, like always, it's been an absolute blast, and like always, I really need to thank my awesome Patreons. Thank you for contributing to the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. Very awesome of you. Thanks to everyone for hanging out and watching the video. If you liked it, I hope you'll leave a like down below and leave a comment for me as well. That would be awesome. If you're pissed off that this isn't the Birdwatchers video, I understand. Feel free to drop a comment about that down below. Just the way I recorded these two videos, it may end up that this one goes out first and the Birdwatchers comes out next week. I'm not sure what's going to happen until it happens on that one. Sorry, guys. In any case, guys, have an awesome week, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.